Hi, I'm Ryan Baker. I'm the vision director of a small indie studio called Pixelscopic. We're working on an action RPG called Delver's Drop, which mixes a lot of 8 and 16-bit era elements with other RPG components. Right now we're showing the Endless Drop mode, which is the mode that will be in the final version of the game, but it isn't the main campaign. So what you see right now is the rogue running around a room collecting some treasure, preparing for his drop into the dungeons. So he's actually going to press the switch which opens the drop. It's a tunnel that goes deep into the mountain's core because this story takes place surrounding these several characters, different character classes. We're actually going to have up to 7 different character classes that you can level up in the game. They've all been kind of captured and taken to this dungeon up at the top of a mountain castle complex that's been built up over time. And each of them is kind of one by one released from the prison one at a time and challenged to drop down into these dungeons and see if they can find their way to freedom. So of course there are some other reasons in the story that we haven't revealed yet that are kind of these more mysterious reasons that the characters are being dropped down to these dungeons. You know, dealing with the ancient royal family and a lot of secrets surrounding this mountain. Right now in the Endless Drop mode, you'll see that he's in room 2. It'll track your progress for kind of a high score type of mechanic. He's fighting some rats that explode whenever they're attacked. You'll also notice that the health meter has a couple different components. Right now he's got a couple of hearts left, but you can actually add shielding on top of that if he finds a shield piece at some point. And the shields will, in the final game, function a bit differently, where you can use them to offensively bump into enemies and cause them some damage. So we're trying to add a lot of physicality to take full advantage of the physics system that we have in the game. And all the different character classes will actually react differently and control differently based on their mass, their friction with the ground, their top speed and acceleration, and so on. So we want to base a lot of puzzles around that system as well. And so right now we're only showing kind of one environment. The game will eventually have 9 different zones with totally different themes, enemies, puzzles, and so on. And those will also be a part of the story as you kind of descend this mountain from the sky jail that you start in. The story will also be kind of ambiently revealed throughout gameplay. So you'll have a little bit of text, but the story will also be kind of shown to the player through the kinds of environments that you travel through. So we're going to have some NPCs that sell items. You can also find randomized weapons and loot. So every time you go into the dungeon, you're not really sure what you're going to find. So even though we have some Zelda-like mechanics with those items, you'll have to use them inventively based on whatever kind of puzzles you are encountering with whatever items you have at your disposal. So right now it looks like he's gotten to room 5, which is doing pretty well for the people here at PAX East. I think our record was somewhere around room 20. So this mode is pretty challenging. We're still balancing difficulty a bit. But like I said, this mode is actually supposed to be a bit more challenging. It's kind of our 20 or 30-minute drop-in survival mode. But the main mode will have much larger continuous dungeons, probably 10 to 20 rooms in a single dungeon with a boss at the end. And it looks like he just died. It tracks a lot of stats, and we'll have achievements tied to those features as well. So we were really fortunate to succeed on Kickstarter just a couple of weeks ago. We actually got over 200% of our goals, so we're really grateful to the community and have had a lot of great interest and support. And we're currently on Steam Greenlight and getting a decent number of votes, but we could definitely use more so that we can ensure Steam release when the game is released in its full version in October. So actually in October it will be available on PC, Mac, and Linux, and then we will later release mobile versions on iOS, Android, and also Ouya early next year in 2014.